and marched all the way to the World Series. Fast forward to 2010, and once again, Tampa Bay is on the verge of a playoff berth, with their magic number now sitting at 2 to clinch a spot. Today, opening day starter James Shields takes to the hill. The Rays looking for their 5th straight win and a sweep over Seattle. The chase for the postseason continues on Sun Sports. The regular season is winding down, and the Rays are getting closer to their postseason berth. They will wrap up their series here this afternoon against the Seattle Mariners, and they go for the sweep. With just 8 games left in the regular season, 4 at home, the Rays lead the American League East by a game and a half. The magic number to clinch a playoff spot down to 2. It could happen as early as tonight. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to an afternoon of Rays baseball with Kevin Kennedy. I'm Dwayne Stats. Great to have you aboard. Todd Callis along in just a few moments. Well, the Rays winners in a big way last night. When we get to the lineup, it's going to be an interesting lineup put together by Joe Madden today. And perhaps the big bat will be Jason Bartlett. There's a reason for that. Bartlett, since the All-Star break, has hit well better than 280. That's a pickup of some 50 points over the first half.
Yeah, he's done a nice job, especially against left-handers when he's in the 2 spot, hitting behind B.J. Upton. That combination has worked out, and that's what you're going to see most likely in the playoffs. Jason's numbers in the last 25 at-bats, well, he's got 10 hits. He's batting .400. He scored 6 runs. He's got a .454 on-base percentage. And this is a Jason Bartlett, more like what we've seen in the past. Maybe not the .320 hitter that he was a year ago, but certainly what he was 2 years ago, where he hit about .286.
Yeah, and on the mound this afternoon, James Shields, sort of the opposite. Got off to a great start. He struggled recently, trying to turn his September around, and this would be a great outing for him to do that.
Yeah, and he's pitched very well against the Seattle Mariners. A couple of starts earlier in the season. The numbers are absolutely outstanding. 1-0 with a .225 earned run average. Here's a real key. The right side of your screen right there. The 20 strikeouts, great, but no walks. Strike 1, strike 2. He pounded the zone against Seattle both times he saw them early, and that was back in May. And really, I think the adjustment he made in the second inning against the Yankees in the game in New York speaks volumes right there. He's going to have to use his secondary pitches earlier, no matter who the ball club is, whether it's Seattle or whether it's the New York Yankees.
So here is the pitching matchup as Shields goes after win number 14 here this afternoon, and the left-hander Luke French will make his first start against the Rays. He is 4-6 overall. He spent time at the AAA level and with Seattle. This will be his 12th start. So the Rays and the Mariners conclude their season's business. When we come back, Todd Callis will take a look in depth at all of the Rays playoff scenarios. The magic number again is 2.
The Rays wrap up a 3-game series against the Seattle Mariners, and then the Baltimore Orioles are in town for the first of 3 beginning tomorrow. We could have a celebration for the Rays as early as tonight. Any combination of 2 Rays wins or Boston Red Sox losses would mean the Rays are in the postseason. Here we look at the magic numbers. Tonight, the Red Sox play the Yankees in New York, so the earliest the Rays could find out if they're in the postseason automatically is tonight at the end of the game, close to midnight in that Red Sox-Yankees game. The magic number for the Rays to clinch the American League East, combination of Rays wins and Yankees losses, is down to 6. And the Rays for the home field advantage right now, the Rays lead Minnesota by 1. They would win the tiebreaker, and they lead New York by 1.5, and they also win that tiebreaker as well. Joe Madden, in our Geico quote of the day, talks about the team's focus right now.
That's our goal, man. Our goal is to have the best record. Our goal is to have the home field advantage, and our goal is to win the World Series. I mean, we have, short terms and a little bit longer than short term, but medium range goals. But nevertheless, yeah, we want the best record.
James Shields can take a step in that direction. He can whittle the magic number down to 1 with a victory today. It's the Rays and the Mariners. Tampa Bay going for the sweep in high definition. Coming up next, right here on Sun Sport.
To you by Amscott, the Money Superstore. Inside Tropicana Field, the Rays and the Mariners wrap it up. Rays have taken the first 2 games of the series, 5-3 and 9-1. This afternoon, conclude the season series ahead of the Baltimore Orioles coming in. They'll be in for 3, and then the Rays hit the road 4 in Kansas City. Starting lineup this afternoon for the Mariners. Ichiro Suzuki leads it off. He'll be followed by Sean Figgins again, playing second base. The number 3 hitter, Jose Lopez. Franklin Gutierrez in center and Justin Smoke at first. Matt Mangini is at third base. Josh Bard, the veteran catcher, behind the plate, bats 7th. Greg Holman is in left. Josh Wilson, the shortstop, bats 9th again.
James Shields on the mound this afternoon. His record is even at 13-13 in his 31 starts overall. ERA is pushing 5. Innings pitched, 192 1/3. So once again, he's on pace for over 200 innings for the Rays. Good strikeout to walk ratio, 180 strikeouts, 47 walks, and opponent's batting average against is 287. The defense this afternoon changes in the lineup. Desmond Jennings gets the start today in left field. DJ Upton back out there at center. Rocco Baldelli gets the start in right field. Around the infield, Willie Ibar plays third base. Jason Bartlett at short. Sean Rodriguez at second base, and Carlos Pena, he's back out there at first base. Gianna Navarro gets the start behind the plate. And this review is brought to you by Sweet Bay. Live fresh for less.
And Willie Ibar is going to get the start at third base. The Rays had Dan Johnson start there last night. Ibar gets the start this afternoon. In steps Ichiro, and the first pitch is hit on the ground and through the left side. An opening pitch fastball just out of the reach of Bartlett into left, and Ichiro collects his 204th hit of the year.
Service, that's what you call it with Ichiro. He just serves the ball to left field. Look at that, just stays on it. Can wait as well as anybody. Almost runs out of the box also, but hands are always back and finds a way to get a hole. Craig plays pretty good tennis, doesn't he?
You'd have to believe so. Well, here's Sean Figgins. Ichiro, Figgins, and Gutierrez have really given Shields a problem. A bunt, third base, testing Ibar, and the throw to first in time. Ichiro moves into second base. Figgins will get a sacrifice.
I was looking at the lineup today, and I was thinking Figgins will try to bunt on Ibar at least twice today, and there's the first one. You know what? And Willie was ready for it. The bare hand pickup with all 4 or 5 fingers right there. That's what you do. You let the ball roll in with your whole hand, and then you get the grip and try to find a seam as you throw it across the infield. If you try to go down there with just your index finger and your middle finger, you'll bobble the ball.
Well Here's done. Lopez. Down and away. Well, he's passed the first test.
He has. Yep, absolutely.
Jose Lopez at 238. 10 homers and 56 runs batted in. Coming off a 90-plus RBI season last year. 2-0. The two lines Shields has put together against the Mariners this year, remarkable in their similarity. There's a strike. It's 2-1 now. On the 4th of May in Seattle, he pitched 8 innings against them. Struck out 10, didn't walk anybody, and gave up 2 runs. And then on the 15th of May here, he pitched 8 innings against them. Struck out 10, didn't walk anybody, and gave up 2 runs. So he has 20 strikeouts and no walks against this team in 16 innings coming in, and 4 earned runs off. Runner goes to third, and the pitch is fouled in that direction. So Ichiro retreats to second base.
First changeup from James Shields right there. Well, in those games too that you're talking about back in May, he did have a little extra with the fastball, and you noticed a moment ago one of his fastballs just hit 94. Maybe it's something about the Mariners uniform he humps up for it.
And the pop up, first base side foul. Pena's after it. Carlos makes the catch. 2 gone. Well, with the magic number at 2, if the Rays win this game, they're going to have to wait to see what happens tonight between the Red Sox and the Yankees. Franklin Gutierrez, the hitter. He's at 250. tap foul. Strike one. Daisuke Matsuzaka against Dustin Mosley set for tonight. Boston had lost 10 of 13 games in New York entering this series. And there was that rumor that Buchholz could be moved up.
Yeah, I thought Terry Francona might do that. Change up.
Strike two.
Good arm action and good depth.
Well, we talked about that last night. You know, should the Red Sox win that game, they go to Chicago. And the Yankees have to deal with Toronto. Still 2 strikes, and the Red Sox, you know, it's an outside shot, but I'm sure at this point they're believing they have a chance. And that would be quite a story with
it would be, absolutely,
all of the injuries they've had all year to push it to the final weekend of that series in Boston between the Yankees and the Red Sox.
Well, as you look at that matchup tonight as it is with Mosley and Daisuke, you'd expect a lot of runs tonight. But it'll probably end up 2-1. You know, that's how baseball works.
Still a 2-strike count to Gutierrez.
Yeah, you heard about this screening.
Aaron Brown, the skipper, is 16 and 26. As the interim skipper, taking over from Don Wakamatsu. Wave and a miss. Change up, strikes out Gutierrez. Lead off base hit. Suzuki is left on second. Bottom of the first coming, no score. By H.H. Gregg. B.J. Upton's going to lead it off for the Rays, followed by Bartlett and Ibar. Baldelli, Pena, Shoppach to D.H. Rodriguez, Navarro, and Jennings. And the first pitch into B.J. is a little bit inside. Luke French, the left-hander, on the hill. 2-0, and French is not overpowering.
No, he's an off-speed guy. He's got a pretty good changeup. He's had 11 starts here this year in the big leagues. There's a changeup.
You had B.J. out in front. His fastball mid-80s and the changeup in the mid-70s, so plenty of separation. Two and two.
Likes to work fast. He's ready to go.
B.J. had to step back just to slow him down a bit here. Good time from Tony Randazzo. And he is called out on strikes on a fastball at 87.
Tony Randazzo took his time and he called it. He had a good look at it and said, yeah, that's too close. I'm going to call it. And it did. It hit the inside corner right there. Good overhead shot. One of my favorites.
There's Jason Bartlett.
What was that?
Out in front of a changeup. One.
Over here.
Jason at 254 on the year. He's on base 4 times in the first game of this series. 2-1 right now.
42.
And a line drive base hit into left. Jason, the base hit his first time up.
Stay hot, Jason. Change up. Nice piece of hitting right there. Let's take a look at the defense for the Mariners. Greg Hallman at left. Franklin Gutierrez in center. Ichiro Suzuki in right. Around the infield, it's Mangini, Wilson, Figgins, and Smoke. And Josh Bard behind the plate. This review is brought to you by Sweet Bay. Live fresh for less.
Now here's Ibar hitting third, the switch hitter. Batting from the right side. Pitch is a strike. French, not a big strikeout guy. Ibar takes it foul the other way. Beyond the bullpen and out of play. 0-2. A ball, 2 strikes.
Well, so far early, his sequence is fastball in, changeup away. It's pretty much the pattern in the first 3 hitters.
Back in goes Bartlett at first base. And again a move, and they pick him off this time. French picks off Bartlett.
Yeah, he's just falling toward him now. That's a little bit of deception right there. That's iffy. That could have been called a balk. That's why it took Jason a while to get back.
It's down to third. Back of the bag. Mangini makes the play, and the throw to Smoke. No runs ahead. Pick off with nobody left. At the end of an inning, no score. Rays didn't argue that, but boy,
This is a balk.
Yeah, they might have a point.
You can't make a move toward home plate with your lower body and then step toward first. That's what he does. Watch right here. His lower body. He's going to move. See, you're leaning toward home, and then you step toward first. That's a balk. And he got the call. In the big leagues here, he's going to get a lot of balk calls.
Here's Justin Smoke hitting one back into right field and right to Rocco Baldelli. Smoke, the first baseman, jumped on the first pitch on a fastball and hit the line drive right to Rocco.
Number 61.
The key is in the rule book, you're not supposed to deceive the runner. That's a deceptive move. Balk and Bob Davidson definitely would have called that. But
yeah, he would have been all over that one.
But I think when you see the replay of that, clearly any umpire would say, yeah, you know what, you're right. That's a lean toward home plate. You can't move your body toward home plate and then redirect your front leg toward first base. That's why Jason got picked off.
Matt Mangini takes a strike. It's up 1-1. Mangini, DH last night. We saw him pinch hit in the game on Friday. He's taking some pretty good swings at pitches out in front of this one. Changeup got him on the pop-up. Jason Bartlett takes care of it. 2 outs, base is empty. Here's Todd Callis.
Dwayne, we're going to check in on our Autoway text poll question of the day. It's been a sequence of questions throughout the course of this week where we've asked you who should start game 1, game 2, game 3. And there you see so far who the fans have voted. Price, game 1, Garza, game 2, Wade Davis, game 3. So now, if the Rays do get to the postseason, who should start game 4 of the first series? Do you think it should be James Shields, TB1, Jeff Neiman, TB2? Or do you go to David Price, TB3? On 3 days rest? You can text your votes to 789-789. Keep this in mind. Price has never pitched in his career on 3 days rest. Guys, back to you.
All righty. Want to know the count to Bard. He hits a little tapper to first. Pena with a toss to Shields and a 1-2-3 second. We're through an inning and a half. No score. All season long. Tires Plus donates $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Tampa Bay Rays home run televised on Sun Sports and Fox Sports Florida. Rocco Baldelli in the cleanup spot playing right field. Rocco takes a strike. Anytime you see Rocco in a Rays uniform, you can't feel anything but good. There's a strike. 0-2. 235. The home run and 5 runs batted in, and a couple of hits in New York last Thursday. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Hey, you know, that infield swinging bunt that he got turned out to be a huge hit.
Yep.
A 7-run inning.
That was a very big hit. Nobody run with it. There's a liner in the center, and it's caught by Gutierrez. 1 away. For the news that touches your life, turn to the St. Petersburg Times, winner of 2 2009 Pulitzer Prizes for excellence in journalism. Subscribe to the Times, the official newspaper of the Rays, by calling 877 The Times or visiting TampaBay.com. Carlos Pena. This is wide. Carlos dropping under the 200 mark at 198. 27 home runs for Carlos and 81 runs batted in. He pulls this one foul. Count is 1-1. Carlos under 200 for the first time since July the 6th. Two and one. Three balls and a strike.
So his breaking ball, kind of a little slider, is 80. Changeup's in the mid-70s. Fastball's about 87. That's it.
And Carlos walks. Pena goes to first. The Rays again with 1 out have a base runner.
The designated hitter, number 10, Kelly.
And Kelly Shopik, who is the designated hitter. And our Toyota trend is to take a look at his splits between lefties and righties. And that's been pretty much the story of his career from an offensive point of view. Much better against lefties. 4 of his 5 home runs this year off left-handed pitching.
Well, I got to believe he's going to see a lot of changeups today.
And they start him with a fastball.
Because the first fastball you see, you better swing at it.
Strike the count.
This guy's really in a pattern already. Fastball in, changeup away.
1-1. French coming off a loss 5 days ago against the Toronto Blue Jays. Gave up 5 runs in 7 innings. Ground ball just outside third. Foul ball, 1-2.
It's amazing. 3 fastballs all called in, and I'm just thinking, keep going in there. It'll be 2-0 here in a second. Amazing how catchers get into patterns calling a game. I mean, this should be a changeup away right here, I would think. I can't imagine them trying to think they can jam Kelly Shopik with 4 fastballs at 86 miles an hour. They go fastball away. Wow.
And the pitch is down. 2-2. Well, maybe we're really getting deep here, and they know, well, he's going to be looking for that changeup, so we're not going to throw him that pitch.
Yeah, you're not going to throw your best pitch, even though he's looking for it.
Yeah.
They go in again.
And the count is full, so nothing but fastballs here.
I don't know what book they have. Somebody's got a book on them that's different than what we've seen this summer.
Sean Rodriguez on deck. Well, he goes 3-2 and then threw the changeup to get him.
Yeah, he went to real danger area before he could have thrown that about 4 pitches earlier. That was a good one.
Two outs. Here's Rodriguez. And a liner, base hit into center field. Pena makes a turn but hangs on. Sean Rodriguez is aboard.
Little cue shot right off the end of the bat. That was a changeup. 78-mile-an-hour pitch right there. He gets out in front. Right off the end of the bat. You know, I was setting up in for a changeup. Usually for a catcher, you don't set up in for a changeup on a right-handed hitter like that. I think that's what enabled Sean Rodriguez to make contact at all. If that ball's away, I think you miss it.
Again, subterfuge.
Yeah. Wow. Well, maybe Seattle, they've struggled so much. Maybe they're just going against the book.
Yeah. Here's Navarro. Let's see what the honor can do with Luke French. He takes a look at a fastball. That's a strike. A little foul ball. The feet of the catcher Bard. Nothing at 2. Reigns with a couple hits and a walk. No runs here as we play in the second inning. Pena walked. He's at second. Rodriguez at the base hit. He's aboard at first. 2 strikes to Navarro and a little ground ball left side. They're picked up by Mangini, and the throw to first in time. The Rays lead 2, do not score. Scoreless through 2. The third, sign up at Cain's Furniture for a chance to meet one of your favorite Rays players. And if Rays pitchers come up with 10 strikeouts in a game at home, log on to CainStrikeoutContest.com and get a coupon for a free Papa John's pizza. Get to Cain's today. James Shields through the first couple innings with a strikeout. He's given up 1 hit, no runs. Coleman, the left fielder, leads off. Takes a high fastball. Coleman entered the game as a pinch runner last night, but Mike Karp sustained injury. 1-1, so Coleman gets the start in left today. Takes a strike, gets 1 and 2. Put inside. Coleman did not hit for a great average in the minor leagues, but he had a bunch of home runs at Tacoma. He had 243 with 33 home runs.
Well, that's one thing the Mariners need. They're looking for power in their lineup. That's why they traded for Justin Smoke.
High popper, shallow left. Jennings coming in, but Bartlett's out from shortstop. 1 away.
Now batting, shortstop, number 6.
Here's the former Ray, Josh Wilson.
You know, he saw 3 pitches last night and did the same thing in all 3.
That's exactly right. Went for the first pitch every time up. Hit a fly ball to right field.
That's it.
And the news flash, he takes a pitch.
And that was a pitch he could have hit to right field, too.
Strike 1. Hits this one to the right side. On the ground to Rodriguez. Sean throws him out. And 2 quick outs in the 3rd inning. With the magic number down to 2. Don't forget, go to RaysBaseball.com and register for the Rays postseason ticket opportunity, where selected winners will have the chance to purchase postseason tickets. Ichiro Suzuki opened the game with a base hit into left field. Running up to second and was stranded there. The pitch is a little low. 1 ball, no strikes. Suzuki now with 204 hits this year. Well, as we discussed last night, 19 years, 9 years he played in Japan and 10 years over here. Ground ball, and then stopped by Bartlett. He gets up to throw, not in time, and that's an infield hit for Suzuki, and he's made an art form of beating that one out.
He just waits on it and serves it. There's a pretty good hole up the middle. I'm going to serve it this way to Jason's left this time. Nice play, but no chance. See, that's when Pete Rose was talking about the other day. He said, well, he gets a lot of infield hits. Now, I'm paraphrasing, but he said, that doesn't count, does it? I mean, come on.
Well,
200 hits every year? Well, that's his game.
Well, Pete's talking about it. A guy getting infield hits the way power hitters used to talk about singles hitters.
That's right.
Well, all he does is hit singles.
That's true. That's right.
You know, he doesn't hit home runs. So the pitch to Figgins is a strike. Well, Ichiro is checking on some of his exploits before he came to the big leagues here, and interested to note that his very first professional home run came in Japan, of course, of Hideo Nomo. There's a little tapper, and that's going to be an infield hit for Figgins, moving Ichiro up to second.
That was a better bunt than the one he put down in the first inning intentionally. Nice swinging bunt. He'll take it.
So 2 outs, now 2 hits.
Figgins is trying to hit over 260 this year, and that would be an accomplishment with the start he had, which was just awful.
And you know, Figgins really, when you look at the last couple of months, he's hit over 300 now.
No, I know.
For the last 2 months, and that's more what they thought they were getting than the major struggles he had to begin the year.
Oh, he was hitting about $150 for the first $160 for the first 6-7 weeks.
Navarro is going to trot out to the mound before they pitch to Lopez.
Well, really, you see Ichiro at second and Sean Figgins at first. That's what Jack Sarancic, the GM of the Mariners, that's what he anticipated with these two guys getting on base a lot for the middle of their lineup. The problem is the middle of their lineup hasn't done a whole lot.
Yeah, and here's again Lopez, who drove in, I think, 96 runs last year. Got 56 this year. Pops it up, foul ball. That's going to be out of play. First pitch fastball, strike one.
Yeah, you got your 3-hitter right here, hitting 237
with an on-base percentage of 266.
Right, and well, that's why, because he's chasing pitches like that. That ball wasn't even close, up and in.
And a bounding ball down to third. Lee Tinsley makes the pickup on that.
Good man right there, my former center fielder in Boston. Leadoff guy. Great guy.
Runners go. The pitch hit right back to the mound. Shields with the toss to Pena. No runs. 2 hits, 2 left. 2.5 scoreless. Postseason on Fox and TBS. The excitement begins October 6th with the division series on TBS. Desmond Jennings leads it off 1-0. Jennings, Upton, and Bartlett against Luke French. Pitch is high, 2-0. Three balls, no strikes. French just turned 25 a couple of weeks ago, originally with Detroit. Went to the big leagues briefly with the Tigers. Throws a strike. It's now 3-1. Full count to Desmond.
Yeah, French came over in that Jared Washburn deal last July, 2009.
And Jennings draws a walk, so the Rays put some speed aboard to lead off the home half of the third. Jennings on there in front of B.J. Upton. Yeah, he had a 1-2 record with the Tigers, and then was 3-3 with Seattle last year. This is his third stint with Seattle this year. 4-6 after going 11-3 at Tacoma. Now B.J. Upton. B.J. took a call, third strike in the first inning.
Slide step changeup.
Inches down.
A little motion by Josh Bard is telling Luke French to slide step. Watch that balk move too. I would remind, if I'm Joe Madden, I'd remind the first base umpire about that balk move like that.
Back in. Another move to first. And Jennings back in there. And Joe Madden and Dave Martinez discussing that move, perhaps.
I'm sure.
And a strike call to VJ. It's 1-1. Fastball at 86, and Upton's going to.
BJ thought this was in, and he was right.
Yeah, he thought the same thing about the pitch in the first inning when he was called out on strikes. And he lifts a pop fly into right. Ichiro looking for it, now finds it and makes the catch. That's the first out.
Now batting, shortstop, number 8, Jason Bartlett.
Here's Jason Bartlett. Well, Jason had a base hit his first time up.
Jason's climbing too. He's at 256 now. He'd like to get over 260 mark.
He has the highest average in today's lineup at 256. Lifts it into right again, and Ichiro's there to make the catch.
Well,
two gone with Jennings still at first.
256 is above the team batting average.
That's right. Rays. Actually, in the last couple of nights, the Rays have raised their team average. It's now 10th in the league at 251, and yet they're second in the league in runs scored at 786.
Yeah, that's the only offensive category where they're not, in the top 3 or 4 or 5. Because on base percentage, the Rays are 5th. Stolen bases first in baseball. Even home runs are 5th in the American League with 156.
And another move to first on Jennings.
More of a conventional move now. He picks up his left leg. See, there's no lean there as much.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. If you compare that to the one in the first when Bartlett was picked off.
Now there's the balk move. See, that's the balk move, that last one. The one before that, there's a little bit of a lean, but it's not dramatic, so that's questionable. That's a balk.
Yeah.
It's definitely a balk. I don't know how they're missing that.
Pitch is popped up right side. Smoke quickly over in front of the dugout. Makes the catch as Bard went sliding in. And is a little slow in getting up. But apparently is all right. We're through 3. No score.
Shields, we're joined by Shirley Knight here watching the game in the beautiful Avante, our home plate club seats. And Shirley, tell us, you watch us a bunch on Sunsport.
I watch them all the time. I don't miss them.
When was the last time you had a chance to come out to a game here?
Well, it was a long time ago. Yeah, I haven't been here in a long time. But, but I still see them on television, right.
Now, I know there's a lot of players to choose from. Who's your favorite?
Well, I like all of them. I think they're all great players, but my favorite, I guess, is Carlos Pena.
Carlos?
I don't know. He just seems to be a great first baseman, and I like him a lot. But I like all of them, truly.
Well, there could be a celebration tonight for the Rays if they win.
So that's why we're here to help them win that.
Well, thank you very much for joining us, Shirley. Enjoy the game.
Well, thank you, too. Go Rays.
Go Rays. Guys, back to you.
All right, Todd, thank you. Pitch inside to Gutierrez, and the count is 3-0. There's a strike. 3-1. Gutierrez, Smoke, and Mancini due up against James Shields. This is the 10th career start for Shields against Seattle.
Basketball tournament.
It's 3-2, and the count goes to 3-2.
Yeah, a little sink on that one. Shields shook off Navarro. Bobby called the fastball away. Shields wanted to come inside. This ball had a little movement. Look at that tailing action. Good pitch.
And a base hit back through the middle.
Yeah, they kept
Hit number 4. 3-2 changeup, and Gutierrez is aboard, and it's time for the 4th inning AT&T trivia. Who's the all-time hits leader for the Mariners? Well, we've done all that talking about Ichiro and 10 years, 200 plus hits. It's a lot of hits.
Yeah, a few other pretty good hitters back in the 90s.
That's right.
One guy I could think of. I won't give it away.
I know. Maybe at one time, maybe considered the best right-handed hitter going.
I think so.
Justin Smoke. There's the strike. Smoke lined one to Baldelli in right field in the second. One and one, and it has been a challenge for him, particularly from the left side. With just 5 hits, 5 out of 56, with a home run and 2 runs batted in. And the Mariners anticipated a little more offense than that. Over to first, and Gutierrez is back in. He did hit 271 in 35 games with Tacoma and hit 7 home runs there. So they've had some of these young players at Tacoma put together some pretty good offensive numbers.
Right, yeah.
They're hoping that 1 or 2 of them might be able to translate that into the Mariners lineup.
Well, they're all getting a chance. You know, Karp we saw last night, but he got hurt. Found out that he hurt his arch. Wasn't a hamstring after all. So he had to come out of the game. Hey, there's some openings if you want to stay in the big leagues. You get some opportunities here if you're a young hitter.
2-2 the count.
Yeah. Good running count for Gutierrez. He likes to run. He likes to steal. One thing the Mariners do well, they will steal bases. They have to make something happen. I'd expect him to go right here.
Oh, and that pitch just missed. And the count is full. take another look at this one. Started wide and stayed out there.
Yeah, little backdoor cutter that once in a while James likes to use. Not as often as early in the season when he was maybe overusing it. Just picks his spots with it. Gutierrez will be going now for sure.
3-2, swing and a miss, and the throw. One hops in and skips into center field. Over to third base goes Gutierrez. Smoke strikes out. Gutierrez steals second and goes to third on Navarro's throwing error.
And you know what? That's a play right here where Navarro gets ahead of himself a little bit there. Kind of rushed it. Kind of this weight went to the left side. It kind of went away from the play. And when he did that, the ball ends up sailing on him. You see it skipping past Jason Bartlett. And if he makes a good throw, it's a double play. Gutierrez is out easily.
So the Mariners have a man at third with Mangini, the third baseman, in the batter's box, and the Rays bring that infield in. And there's a strike to Mangini. Shields got him on a pop to short on a changeup in the second inning. Change up, so too.
Yeah, very good depth in that changeup. And the Rays, of course, with the infield in, they're telling you right here, you know, with the offense that the Mariners really don't possess, Joe Maddon's not worried about a big inning opening up. He wants to save the run here, especially with the bottom of the order coming up here.
A ball, 2 strikes. Genie lays off that changeup as it dips low. 2-2.
Good ratio of strikes right there. 50 pitches, 70% for strikes. Like a strikeout right here.
With a changeup. Pitch prominent in that sequence to Mangini.
Well, that's why he had
number 3.
10 strikeouts against the Mariners twice. His changeup, both games he pitched against the Mariners, have been outstanding. And that was a money pitch right there. Way out in front.
Josh Bard. Got him on a ground ball to first. His first time up. He strikes him with a breaking ball. Strike 1. We're in the top half of the 4th. Ground ball over the mound to short. Bartlett makes the throw to first. That takes care of Seattle. They leave a man. No score. Mid-4. Rays wrapping up their series against the Seattle Mariners. Our AT Trivia question: who's the all-time hits leader for the Mariners? Think it's Ichiro? How about Edgar Martinez? 2,247, and Ichiro is pulling closer with 2,235. That includes the 2 hits today.
Yeah, well, he'll get that this year, I'll bet. 12 hits to tie Edgar. He was a phenomenal hitter.
Yeah, and many considered him the best right-handed hitter in his prime.
Hit so well the opposite field, had power, could turn on it, didn't have any holes.
You know, and primarily a DH, and because of that, the question always comes up, well, is he a Hall of Famer? Absolutely, in my mind.
Yeah, I think he is too. And my feeling is if DH is in the American League, it is what it is. I mean, Paul Molitor basically DH'd the end of his career, or a good part of his career.
Marco Baldelli takes ball 2 inside.
Paul had 3,000 hits, which was a benchmark too. But when they had Edgar and Alex Rodriguez and Jr., Jr.
Down to third, glove by Mangini, and his throw to the foul side of the bag, but Smoke makes the switch. 1 away.
That'll make any manager look pretty good. You got those guys in your lineup. Jay Buhner, another one. Some good Mariner teams in the 90s. Randy Johnson.
Well, here's Carlos Pena. Carlos walked in the second inning. We saw in Todd's last interview that Carlos picked up another fan. It's easy for him to do. He's one of the really good guys in this game. And a roller down to Smoke. He's out on the first pitch this time. So 2 ground balls and 2 quick outs here in the 4th. Just a reminder to look for the Miller Lite Taste Greatness moment later in the game today. Got to support the team.
How long did it take to put that outfit together?
Color coordinated.
Day game. You had to get up early. Get prepared.
Kelly shopping. He takes a strike. Changeup. They went fastball, 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 fastball. Finally a change and got him. Started with a changeup this time.
Well, now I'd probably throw 5 changeups now. 3-2 and go fastball in.
Well, that's the pattern so far. 1-1. Comes inside. Fastball there. 2-1.
Well, it's worked so far. If it works, don't fix it. I mean, definitely fastball in and change up away for the most part.
2-2. Kelly Shoppach, the only Rays hitter coming into this game to have hit against French before. He was 0 for 3 against him. And of course, Shoppach was over in the Central with the Indians. And French originally up but briefly with the Tigers in the Central before going to Seattle. And he strikes out Shoppach on a fastball. 1-2-3 go the Rays. On to the 5th, no score. And we have a scoreless ball game, and in that case, we get the hitting coach on. Try to get some runs. We'll wait to the bottom of the inning. Derek Shelton with us. Derek, we appreciate your time here. You know, a lot of people ask us about this team. I find it just an amazing offensive team. When you look at team batting average, you know, it's been around 250, but you look at runs scored right now, second in the league in runs scored.
Yeah, I think that's I think batting average is something that a lot of people like to talk about, but I think it's really kind of an archaic stat. You know, I mean, we want guys to have higher batting averages, but not the thing we focus on. We're going to focus on if we get on base and if we score runs. The runs scored is the most important stat we can have. So, and like you said, you know, we're near the top, so that's really good.
Yeah, you know, one of the big points of emphasis has been from you right at the very beginning is to have a very good relationship with the pitching staff, and apparently you do.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. My hat is still filled with seeds from the last time that we did this. So,
well, you know, there's a whole theme about the offense here of you know, get them on and get them over, get them in, and I tell you, you've done a pretty good job of that.
Yeah, I think so, and I think with the fact that you know, we have guys that can run and we have guys that can handle the bat, so it makes it a little more exciting. You know, when we got guys, you know, that put the ball in play like we did last night. I mean, we got a couple hits on, we got a couple balls like Hop hit about a 15 hopper through the middle, and then I can just imagine what's coming out.
That's a waste of good seeds right there.
And then you know, Reed had a fly ball that landed in the infield and he got an RBI on. So just one of those things. As long as we're creating runs, I really don't care how we're doing it.
Hey, let me ask you about Jason Bartlett, because he's been hot lately. What have you guys been working on?
I think the big thing with Bart is just making sure he hits the ball on a line and hits the ball on the ground, because when he does that, he takes good swings. And you know what? It isn't really anything fundamental. It's been just making sure he swings at the right pitches, and he's done a really good job with it. And I think we're starting to see, you know, the guy he is. And I think if you look at his numbers from the second half of the season on, or from the All-Star break on, they're actually pretty good. And it's kind of, you know, what we expected out of JB.
Yeah, we talked about that at the outset. He's hit over 280 the second half, and I think he has every reason to expect that of himself, and you as well. There's a strikeout of Wilson. 2 quick outs here in the fifth inning. You get down to the middle part of this lineup. You know, the move, Crawford third and Longoria fourth, really, I think worked out better than anybody. Well, you figured it would work out, but it has been a great success for him.
Yeah, I think it really has, and I think, you know, Carl hadn't hit there at any point in his career, and he's moved there, and it's been seamless. And the fact that you have guys that are that talented with those two guys, that you can really move them anywhere in the middle. And I think the thing we've seen after the move with Carl, I mean, he's closing in on 90 RBIs. I mean, you know, that's a run producer. So, you know, it's really been good for us. It kind of gave us a little bit of jolt when we needed it, and you know, we were going through a stretch where we weren't scoring a ton of runs. And, you know, Joe made the decision. It's turned out really well.
Hey, Derek, one quick one. You're watching a guy right now, Ichiro. I mean, I know it's not your area to defend him as far as his pitchers and all that, but have you ever seen a guy like this?
No, he's unbelievable. I think the biggest thing with him is he handles the bat. You know, I think he handles the bat. He hits the ball hard. He hits the ball hard everywhere. He hits the ball 2 strikes. He hits balls that are going to bounce. He hits balls over his head. And the one thing that's amazing about him is the guy's got unbelievable power. If you come out and watch him take BP, I mean, he'll hit balls as far as anybody.
That's right. That's true.
2-1 to count to him here. The pitch is low. 2 outs with the bases empty. Well, Derek, it's always great to chat with you. We appreciate the time. Not to put any pressure on you, but
you got seeds on your head.
Yeah, I got seeds on my head. I'm assuming the biggest culprit is Price, correct?
Yeah, and Garza. You know,
really?
Yeah, it's that pitching staff relationship that you have going there.
It's shocking that those two would find only that to do during a game.
Well, let's just say that as we go to the bottom of the fifth, those are seeds for future runs for the Rays here in this game.
I'm ready to do that. I'm ready to get some runs.
All right, Derek, thank you. It's great to chat with you.
All right, guys. Thanks.
All right. 3-2 now to Ichiro, and ball 4 is down and in. So he's on for the 3rd straight time. 2 walks, or 2 singles, and now a walk. This one comes with 2 outs.
He's got him down his shirt. He's got him on his shirt.
Yeah, that's.
The hitters were trying to protect him, though.
Yeah. Well, they're just trying to protect their supply of seeds.
how innocent they look, those two guys.
What, me?
Garza, Price.
Ichiro at first base with a lead, and another move over there. Ball hit Ichiro, and it's hurting a little bit there.
I don't know if Carlos got a glove on that. Apparently not. Take another look at this one. No, he didn't.
Got him in the side. Carlos, you're supposed to stop that.
You're supposed to catch that, he says.
Well, smile about it now. Everything's okay.
Yeah, now he'll probably steal first pitch, too.
Hellman line to short. Wilson struck out ahead of the walk by Ichiro. Figgins takes a strike.
He should be trying to run with 2 outs and Sean up there. Because the worst, Figgins will lead off next inning.
It's down, and it's 1-1.
He'll run as soon as he gets out of a pitch out count.
Came into the game with 41 steals on the year. And he takes a strike. So it's 1-2 now to Figgins, and they're now still in the pitch out count.
Yeah, I think Shields is trying to punch him out or get him out here, though. Braves don't pitch out all that much, even though Ichiro, he may take off here 1-2, probably knowing that.
1-2 is wide. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Another good count to going right here for Ichiro. Unless his side is hurting.
We'll see. Lots of start. And a liner up the right side. That's headed back toward the corner. Will one-hop the fence. Baldelli getting the ball back in, and they're going to hold Ichiro at third. Rocco hustling to the corner. And he hit Rodriguez with his throw back in, so Ichiro stopped at third on Figgins' double.
Yeah. He got a pitch in. He tried to fade that pitch away. Got a pitch middle in, and Rocco gets to it quickly. Ichiro's running, of course. He scores easily. He's kind of cruising around the bases right there. And he's running hard, but maybe his side was bothering him a little bit.
Now it's Jose Lopez. Takes the pitch up, 1-0. Ground ball foul behind Tinsley. 1-1. Nice pickup down there, and a souvenir distributed.
Well, after watching Lopez in that last at bat and in the last couple of games, you don't need to throw him a strike. It's been chasing everything.
Inside, 2 balls and a strike. Changed up on him.
Yeah, that's the right pitch. Yeah, hitter's count. That's definitely the right pitch for this guy. I'll expand the zone a little more now.
2 would not chase, and the count is full.
Tried to get a chase at it, a little bit too wide. We'll come back with your best pitch. That's his changeup. Throw it right here.
3-2. And a line drive base hit into left. Ichiro scores. Figgins heads to the plate. The throw's back to second. And Seattle takes a 2-0 lead on a base hit into left by Lopez. That's only the third hit for Lopez lifetime.
Change up, but up. You can see it's the right call, but he just didn't execute the pitch. Stayed up.
That's the third hit off Shields for Lopez. He is now 3 for 24 off James.
He drops that over the plate and down. He gets a chase out of it. He's just swinging. That just happened to be right in the wheelhouse.
Gutierrez fouls one. Strike one.
Pitch didn't have the depth of his good normal strikeout change.
One strike. And he really wanted to end it with Lopez.
Yep.
Because Gutierrez, it's about 500 off Shields. So he's 7 out of 17, I think. A little chopper to short, and they get the force on Lopez. So 2-run score for Seattle in the top half of the fifth. Perhaps planting the seeds for more Rays runs in the bottom half. Man hair color. Rays with Baltimore coming in. Wade Davis will open that series tomorrow. And then they'll hit the road to go to Kansas City. Just as we look forward to the upcoming Rays schedule, you can live forward with Just for Men hair color. Luke French out there on the hill. Sean Rodriguez bunts and does so foul. Back over the screen for a strike. Now, the Rays started the day with the best record in baseball. You can look at Wade Davis there and Joe Madden. The Phillies over in the National League coming in at 93 and 62, and they're trailing the Mets right now 5-0. And in the American League, the Rays up on Minnesota and the Yankees. That's up the right side for Rodriguez, and a fair ball. John, extra bases coming here into second with the double, and he is 2 for 2. So perhaps that's a start for the Rays against French. Sean with 2 of the 3 Rays hits.
Yeah, they tried to go in on Sean right here. He gets down and through it. Doesn't try to pull it, stays inside it, shoots it to right in the corner. There's your checkers double the game as Ichiro tracks it down. Navarro's got to at least execute and get Sean Rodriguez to third base here. Try to cut this lead in half.
So Navarro grounded out to third his first time up here. The Tigers lead the Twins in Detroit 5-1. They're in the top of the 8th inning. So the Rays are concerned about getting to the postseason. Of course, their magic number is 2 to clinch a spot, but right now they have the best record in baseball and certainly in the American League, and that has home field, possible home field advantage tied to it there. They'd like to be able to finish that way. 2-0 the count to DeHonor. Tomorrow, the 8th hitter in Joe Madden's lineup today. Oh, that's a strike. A delayed call by Tony Randazzo. Morrow thought that was ball 3.
Yeah, I think it was ball 3. Yeah, just off the outside corner. See Bard bring it in a little bit. When you bring it in like that, you're telling the umpire it was outside, but he gets the call anyway.
Down to third. Rodriguez stays put at second as Navarro is out. Mangini to smoke.
Yeah, you really have to make an attempt to go the other way, and that wasn't the swing to go the other way. 2-1 count. DeHonor was just trying to get a base hit, but you really have to execute there. Now you're going to need a base hit to get a run in.
Here's Desmond Jennings. Desmond walked in the third. For 19. Here goes Rodriguez headed to third, and he is safe. He got in head first under the tag applied by Mangini. 13th steal of the year for Sean Rodriguez.
Well, Navarro couldn't get him over, so Sean does it himself. Pretty close play at third base. Bard made a nice throw. That's very close.
Boy, that is extremely close at third.
In fact,
I think they had him.
Well, the ball beat him. It looked like the tag beat him if he hit the left elbow, Sean.
Pitch down to Jennings, 2-0. Boy, that was close.
Take a look down. Foxmo right here. Does he make the tag? The ball beat him for sure. Yeah, Rays get a break.
2-1 now.
Yeah, live it looked like the ball beat him, and I thought the tag was down, but definitely on Foxmo, the Rays get a break.
Jennings shoots it into right center field. That slicing away from Gutierrez will go to the wall. Rodriguez scores, and Jennings hustles to third, makes it easily. And boy, Jennings can fly around those bases, picking up his first big league triple, and with it a run batted in, the Rays are on the board.
Going with the pitch right here, it's a little bit up and a little bit away, and instead of trying to pull it, much like Sean Rodriguez, Jennings takes him the other way right there. And he's thinking 3 as soon as he made contact. He doesn't even pick up Tom Foley, and the reason, of course, is the play's in front of him.
So the triple for Jennings. Now B.J. Upton with the infield end. BJ takes a fastball at 85. Strike one.
You know, one of the things that I think has helped BJ is he's been aggressive lately, swinging at pitches like that and hitting them.
And there's one dropped into right center field for a base hit. And the game is tied. Well, he took the fastball and served the slider into play, driving in the tying run.
Well, I think what BJ was doing while he took the fastball, he was thinking off speed. He was expecting an off-speed pitch. So when you see a hitter take a fastball right down the middle, first pitch, and you know that French has a good off-speed pitch, good changeup, I think that's what BJ was looking for. Third time around the lineup, they've seen the pattern of French. So the Rays usually, when they haven't seen a guy in a while, they usually are pretty good around third time around the lineup. Once a guy pitches in patterns like this.
Now Jason Bartlett. And Upton is back in at first base. Ball, no strikes. Bartlett singled off a changeup in the first inning. 1 for 2. A 1-1 count. Upton over there trying to figure out when the balk move's going to put into place and when it's not. He's retreating to the bag that time, and the pitch is down. 2-1.
Yeah, he's got that regular lefty move where he'll pick up the right leg and throw over there and stay back on the back leg, and then he's got that balk move where he leans toward home and just strides toward first.
There he goes, and a move to first. Upton is thrown out at second base. Wilson takes the throw from Smoke. That's a caught stealing.
And that was it. That was that balk move that he's got. Now that one wasn't as dramatic. That's just BJ Upton going on first move right there.
And Bartlett takes the pitch inside. 3-1. And a base hit. Line down the left side. Ballman with a pickup, and Bartlett's on his way to second with a double. Jason's second hit. The Rays have 4 hits in this inning.
Number 16, Willie Ibar.
26th double of the year for Jason Bartlett. Had a ball in, maybe a little bit in off the inside corner, but nice short swing. Look at him get inside the ball right there. Nice compact swing. Good shot on Foxmo right there, just out of the reach of Lopez.
Carl Willis talking with his 25-year-old left-hander, Luke French. Willie Ibar will be the hitter for the Rays. They've scored twice in the inning to tie the game. Pitch is a strike. One and one. Fastball low. Takes it to 2-1. Ibar getting the start at third, hitting third. Trying to give the Rays the lead. He lines it, but it's foul and out of play.
That's a pitch Willie was looking for, sitting on this hole at bat. That's why he's taking those fastballs. Much like BJ Upton, they're sitting on changeup. I think Bard recognized that one right out there to talk to French.
And he fouls this one. Well, he's getting closer. 2-2 now. Willie's first start at third base this year, and the first time he started hitting third.
Gonna go fastball up here.
Up out of the strike zone. Full count.
Good changeup count for French right here, especially with the base open.
And he walks it. So Ibar goes to first. Bartlett already at second.
Top speed right here. Little changeup, 77 miles an hour, missed in.
Well, that gets Rocco Baldelli to the plate. And Carl Willis on the phone to the bullpen. Rocco is lined out and grounded out. And looks at a pitch down and in. 1-0.
Well, there's no secret about what he's done the whole game. I would say 90% of his fastballs have been called in.
Two men on, 2 men out. It's a 2-2 ball game. Rocco pops it up, foul. Smoke near the dugout, but he will run out of room.
You know, Smoke has shown pretty good agility over there. Seeing him in all 3 games here playing first base. Made some nice plays. He tracks the pop-ups pretty well.
It's upstairs. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runners on the go, and the pitch is lined foul. Rays had the runners in motion, and Baldelli hit it hard toward the bullpen. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Extended inning here for French in the 5th, and Bard goes out to the mound before he makes the 2-2 pitch to Baldelli. Rodriguez opened with the double. Jennings tripled him home, and then Jennings scored on Upton's base hit to tie it. 2, and Rocco lifts it toward right center field. Julietti's tracking it, makes the catch to retire the side. Rays scored 2. Jennings driving in 1 run with a triple, and then scoring on Upton's base hit. We're tied 2-2.
on tonight. The possibility of the Rays getting into the playoffs would involve Tampa Bay winning this game against Seattle combined with a Red Sox loss. And Smoke fouls off the first pitch from Shields. As we look at the numbers, guys, there you see the possibility of clinching tonight for the Rays. The magic number to clinch the AL East is 6. That's a combination of Rays wins and Yankees losses. Best record in the American League. Minnesota's trailing their game 5-1 in the 8th inning, guys.
Smoke hits one through the right side for a leadoff single in the 6th inning. And the Mariners' first baseman is on for the first time in this game. Seven hits collected by the Mariners off Shields. Shields just over 80 pitches. There's Matt Mangini. Pitch is down. 1 ball, no strikes. Rays are going to get some action in their bullpen.
Yeah, you scored 2 runs to get back in this game. You got to put a 0 up there right now. Joe Madden not going to take anything for granted right here as Randy Choate gets ready. James did make a couple of mistakes with his changeup last inning that helped create the 2 runs. That was the Figgins double and the 2-strike base hit by Lopez.
Mangini is out after the fastball and misses it. Shields has worked him pretty much with the changeup in the first 2 at bats.
Yeah, Mangini had a fastball up, but it was away. It looked like he tried to pull that. Took a free shot at trying to hit one out.
And the fastball away. 3-1. Bard, the veteran switch hitting catcher, is on deck. And there is ball 4. Another fastball, and the first 2 men are on in the 6th inning. Jim Hickey trots to the mound. You can own a piece of Rays history with the limited edition Matt Garza plaque, available at RaysBaseball.com exclusively. Custom piece includes a game ticket from the historic July 26th no-hitter, a signed picture of Matt Garza, and game-used dirt, all MLB authenticated. Visit RaysBaseball.com to get yours today while supplies last. All proceeds benefit the Rays Baseball Foundation.
A little conversation there, too, about the defense. Do they expect a bunt or not? Now, Josh Bard also went down and talked to his third base coach, Lee Tinsley. Rays are expecting a bunt. I wouldn't take it for granted, though. I mean, it's nobody out here. I'd take a free shot at letting Bard try to hit one. Especially with your 8-9 hitters behind you. Looks like he's shortening up right there. A bunt.
And he takes the pitch for a ball. Grounded out twice and takes another look at Lee Tinsley.
I mean, you're in the 6th inning here. You're on the road. You don't really have to bunt. This isn't the situation where you have to, but the Mariners look like they're going to go all the way with it.
And it's upstairs from Shields. 2-0.
And the reason you don't have to is because Shields is scuffling right now with command, and now he's got the count in his favor. He should be swinging here. If I'm managing, I'm taking a free swing right here. Because if you bunt, even if they get some over, you give Shields an out. Now you got some breathing room.
And Bard bunts through it, and the throw back to second. Smoke back in. 2-1. Smoke opened with the base hit. Moved to second on the walk to Mangini.
I'll tell you what, that was a pitch to drill, too. That was right down the middle. 2-0.
And there's the bunt. Runners will advance to second and third. Shields to Rodriguez on the sacrifice. So Mangini now moves to second. Smoke over to third. Bunted both men into scoring position in the sixth with one out.
Yeah, pretty conservative right there with Bard up there. 2-0 count. Making him bunt, not giving him a chance to drive one. So I think the Rays will say thank you and take that.
So here's Holman. Bounces it foul. Strike one. He's popped to the shortstop and lined to the shortstop today. Balfour in the bullpen joining Choate. Shields had 91 pitches. The fastball is fouled back 0-2.
Now you got a chance for a strikeout, and now is when you want to throw your strikeout change, you really got to make sure you drop it on home plate, or he gets a chase out of it, not leave one up. And Navarro's got to block it. You got to go either way. You got to go for the strikeout right here.
And he does. He got him. Do the changeup and strikes him out.
Well, that's why you don't bunt there with Bard. I just even if Wilson gets a base hit here, I just think that's too conservative in the American League in the sixth inning on the road. Great pitch. That's one with depth right there. If he throws that to Lopez, it's a 2-0 game Rays. But that was a great pitch. First ball fastball hitter here now, so don't take Wilson for granted. Give him a cookie.
And the pitch swung on and a high shot back into deep left. Jennings will run out of room, and there it is. A first pitch fastball, and Wilson hits it out. A 3-run home run to make it 5-2.
Well, you really got to think. You got to know Wilson's seen 4 pitches in his first 4 at-bats. Last night he saw 3 pitches. Here's a fastball in, first pitch. Just no need for it. That's why I tried to say it before it happened.
So Wilson belts the home run. A 3-run shot, and the Mariners lead 5-2.
So you got to recognize when a guy has 3 at-bats and swings the first pitch, like last night, flash to right field. Now when you got a base open and 2 outs, you don't throw him a fastball. You make him chase first pitch.
A strike to Ichiro. 0-2. So Josh Wilson unloads his second home run of the year. But it's a big one for Seattle.
Not only that, you called a fastball in. Coming right into his swing.
Ichiro fouls this one out of play.
That was a ping pong swing, not a tennis swing.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow. That's why, you make great pitches on Holman right there.
And Ichiro is out on strikes. But in between the strikeouts, first pitch fastball to Wilson. He hit it out. 5-2 Seattle. Jose Lopez single home 2 runs. Ichiro and Figgins scoring, but the Rays back with 2 in their half of the 5th. Desmond Jennings tripled home 1 and scored on a base hit by B.J. Upton. And in the 6th inning, with 2 on and 2 out, Josh Wilson jumped on a first pitch fastball to give Seattle a 5-2 lead. Here's Carlos Pena as we open the bottom of the 6th inning. Carlos taking a strike. Carlos has walked and grounded out.
You know, people will complain when you see a catcher go out to the mound too much. I know Jorge Posada takes some heat for that. But that's what Jorge does for that very reason. That's where you go out and say, hey, listen, just remind your pitcher, listen, hey, he made some great pitches on Hallman, but this guy, he's seen 4 pitches.
Hey, there's a base hit up the middle for Pena. Carlos has his first hit of the day, on for the 2nd time.
You know, you got to recognize the hitter. It's not that he's a great hitter, but he's seen 4 pitches in 4 at bats, and they all been fastballs.
Yeah.
So that's where he becomes dangerous. So you throw him a nice little breaking ball down, you probably get a chase out of it and a little roll over to the left side.
Well, he certainly, the night before he saw 3 pitches all night, and is a guy who's going to swing early in the count.
And, with James especially, I mean, you're watching the hitter in front of you just strike out on a changeup. Wilson doesn't want to let James get to a changeup. So he's going to hit the first fastball he sees. So to me, that's where guys get beat. It's not location so much sometimes. It's sequencing. It's pitch selection.
And Shopik up here with a count of 1-1. Base hit into left for Shopik. So the Rays offense trying to come back here. Singled by Pena and Shopik to start the 6th inning against French.
Well, he kept throwing fastballs at Kelly Shopik all day long, and he got one finally and turned on it. 86-mile-an-hour fastball. Good swing right there by Kelly.
Willis makes another trip to the mound before Sean Rodriguez steps in here. And that's going to be it for Luke French. Call to the bullpen brought to you by Metro PCS, wireless for all. Rays baseball brought to you by your Greater Tampa Bay Buick and GMC dealers, and by AT&T. Find out what's possible with the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T. Rethink possible. pitching change. Jamie Wright, the right-hander, on for the 43rd time. Now Rodriguez lifted. Then Zobrist will hit for Sean Rodriguez. And the pitch from Wright is high. A ball and no strikes. Rodriguez had gone 2 for 2 today with a single and a double. Now Zobrist on to hit for him. And fouls it back. The home run allowed by Shields in the top of the inning, the 34th he's given up this year, which establishes a club record. Daniel Sturts gave up 33 in 2002. Rodrigo Lopez of the Diamondbacks leads the majors in home runs allowed with 35. 1-1 to Zobrist. 2 balls and a strike. And now the Rays trying to mount a comeback.
And Wright is not a strikeout pitcher. He is a ground ball pitcher. There's a 2-seamer right there. He's looking for a double play pitch.
And a takedown by Zobrist. 3-1. Sharply hit, but foul down toward the bullpen.
Yeah, Ben got a good pitch to turn on right there. A good swing.
And the 3-1 fastball fouled and a full count.
Yeah, I don't think you'll see it in a fastball in here. You're going to see a 2-seamer away, a sinker.
And a bounding ball foul.
Like a little cutter. Coming in a danger area right there. A little cutter or slide ball right there, down.
Fly ball down off the end of the bat. Gutierrez coming in and makes the catch in shallow center. The runners hold at first and second. Thought for just a moment that he might have hit the ball softly enough to have it drop in.
I did too.
That's the first out. Now Navarro's going to be lifted as John Jaso heads to the plate. Jaso pass for Navarro, who is 0 for 2.
Jamie Wright came back and made a good pitch. That was indeed a 2-seamer away. After a couple of dangerous pitches in, and he gets the Ben to hit the ball off the end of the bat. It's a big out for the Mariners. As the Rays have plenty of lefty strength coming off the bench.
Yeah, in this matchup, really, Wright and Jaso, I think it's more about the way Jaso's been swinging the bat, because Navarro's 4 for 8 lifetime against Wright. The pitch is down. And Jaso last night swung the bat very well in the game against Seattle here.
Yeah, he had 5 good at bats, a couple of doubles, 3 lineouts. And also he works the count. He doesn't chase pitches. He walk to strikeout ratio is almost 2-to-1 the right way. Walk to strikeouts.
Want to know the count to Jaso. And a ground ball to second. Figgins to Wilson and over to first. He throws the ground ball double play ball, and the threat goes by the boards. 5-2 through 6. let it get away, and so we've gone through 6. It's 5-2. If you want to guarantee yourself 2010 postseason tickets, just call 888-FAN-RAIDS or visit RaysBaseball.com to find out how. Chad Qualls will be the new pitcher for the Rays, making his 23rd appearance. Figgins, Lopez, and Gutierrez do here in the 7th inning. And other changes for the Rays as well. Ben Zobrist now at second base, and John Jaso takes over behind the plate. And a good fastball, strike one to Figgins. Qualls last pitched Wednesday in the New York series. It's inside, 1-1. Inside to Figgins. It's 2-1. So Shields worked 6 innings, allows 8 hits, 5 runs, gave up the home run to Wilson, and departs in favor of Qualls. Little chop third base. That's a fair ball, and a nice play by Ibar over there. Well, that ball just was fair. Ted Barrett on the call, and it's not where the fielder is, but where the ball is, and that ball was very close to the foul line, and Ibar reaching over there made a good play.
He made a very good play. If he's not up playing for a bunt, this ball probably gets over the back. Look at this. He's playing for the bunt, which he should be. Flat-footed puts plenty on the throw right there. Made 2 good plays on Figgins. That bunt. First inning was a great play, too.
Lopez, and the pitch is a strike. Fastball. Keeping an eye on the Minnesota Twins as well, and they have lost to Detroit 5-1. This one is low, 1-1. Rays started the day with the best record in the American League and the best record in the majors, for that matter. 1-2 the count. So the Twins are now 92-63 after losing their game to the Tigers. Red Sox and the Yankees play tonight. Inside, 2-2 to Lopez.
Well, that's why I think the urgency of this game with this ball club to try to get a sweep is huge coming in.
Well, that looked like a pretty good pitch.
Yeah, overhead shot too. It hit the inside corner. You got the umpire's eyesight right there.
And a high fly ball back into left field. Jennings will go near the track and still on the turf, makes the catch. Lopez is out, number 2. 2 up, 2 down. Now Franklin Gutierrez. Ball, no strikes. One and one. Gutierrez single back in the 4th inning. 1 for 3. Had 2 hits and a run batted in last night. And a hit and a run batted in on Friday night.
That was nasty right there. 93, and look at the sink on this. Great pitch. We talked about this the other day in New York. I think his stuff is getting better.
Yep.
Each time he goes out there.
This one is down. He gave up a couple runs that one night, but that was just a case of misfortune. He made some good pitches.
Yeah. And there was a shift on with Alex Rodriguez, and a little ground ball went through the right side, but when he came out, it was a blooper that scored the runs.
Gutierrez reaching to foul that one and stay alive.
But that's why when you look at his numbers and the stats and the ERA, you really have to discount that. It's really about how he's pitching. We talked to him the other night about that. And, he's feeling good. His slider is tight, and the hard sinker, 92, 93. That's a heavy ball that you're looking at right there. That's a tough pitch to hit.
Ball down to third, and Ibar has trouble with it. Well, he made a couple of outstanding defensive plays and didn't look all that good on that one. That'll be an error.
Yep. He backed up on it, and as he was trying to back up and get the long hop, it hit him right in the heel of the glove.
So Gutierrez is aboard for Justin Smoke. Smoke lines it into center. That's going to drop in front of B.J. Upton. Smoke has his second hit. He had just 5 hits left-handed. 5 out of 56 left-handed coming into the game today, and he's 2 for 4.
This is a 92-mile-an-hour fastball that didn't sink, stayed up. Side shot shows it's just about belt high. Justin Smoke gets through it. It's a good baseball name, I think, isn't it?
It
Justin
is.
Smoke.
And there's a ground ball, base hit up the middle. First pitch, Mangini singles. Gutierrez trying to score, and he is safe. So the Mariners add a run as Mangini jumps on the first pitch. Over to third goes Smoke. 2 outs and then the error, and that leads to a run. 6-2 Seattle.
Yeah, too fast a runner, Gutierrez. A pretty good sinker right there. He just went down and got through it. He actually sank out of the zone. BJ makes a nice strong throw, but Gutierrez just has a little bit too much speed. I'd like to see Jason stay back on the plate a little bit more. It's tougher to pick the hop, but that's your only chance of blocking off the runner. And looking at that replay, you saw Gutierrez slide outside and get his hand in there. If you stay back on the plate.
Josh Bard chops one down to first, and Pena will make the play on this one to retire the side. A run, 2 hits, an error, and 2 left. 6-2 now, Seattle. to Tropicana Field where the Rays and the Seattle Mariners are concluding their season's business with Kevin Kennedy, Todd Callis, and Brian Anderson. Dwayne Stats, the Rays got even after 5, now trails 6-2. They've won the first 2 games of this series, and tomorrow will entertain the Baltimore Orioles. Wade Davis will go to the mound for the Rays in pursuit of his 13th victory. The rookie right-hander, he'll be opposed by Brian Mattis, the lefty, for the Orioles. The revitalized Baltimore Orioles end. We'll be with you. Our coverage begins at 6:30 on Sun Sports. Of course, all in high definition. It'll be David Price on Tuesday night after win number 19 against Brad Bergeson. And Jeff Neiman, coming off his 11th victory, will oppose Kevin Millwood here Wednesday. And all 3 of those games, our coverage begins at 6:30 with Rays Live, the pregame. Rays have at least 3 at-bats left in this one, and they're down 6-2. Jamie Wright came on, got a fly ball and a double play ball in the 6th inning. Desmond Jennings will open the 7th against him. And a bunt down the third base side, but it's going to roll foul. A good idea, but that ball kicked foul.
Especially the first strike, because if you do that with 1 strike, now you put yourself in the hole. But the first strike, you can really try to place it perfectly, and that's what Desmond did. Inside the line, and it was obviously tapered away from fair territory, the way that ball went foul.
Desmond with a walk and a triple. And that's a strike. 0-2. And a Tapper foul holds the count at 2 strikes. A strike called on the outside corner. A fastball out there. 1 away.
That's one of those ones that's too close to take. Matter of fact, it did get the corner on Fox track.
Now B.J. Upton. B.J. 1 for 3, single and a run in the 5th. Takes first pitch slider, and it's off the plate. 1-0. It's down. 2 balls, no strikes. Skies it down the right side. That's going to be out of play. Beyond the bullpen, and Ichiro over there for it, but no play. 2-1. French worked 5+, gave up 2 runs, 8 hits. Wright got credit for the full inning in the 6th, and makes a good pitch right there on the corner. 2-2. And right out there again. He's wearing out that outside corner. Call third strike away. 2 up, 2 down. For all the latest updates on the Rays, log on to TampaBay.com. From the diamond to the clubhouse, everywhere in between, you'll get in-depth news, stories, and scores 24 hours a day only at TampaBay.com. Well, Jamie Wright's made some good pitches since coming into this game.
Yeah, he really has.
Jason Bartlett, and he takes a curveball over for a strike. Bartlett 2 for 3. Fouled. 1-1. Bartlett picked up his 26th double of the year in the second inning, when the Rays scored both of their runs. It's fouled. 1-2 now.
That's a hard two-seamer right there to Bartlett that he fought off. That was a good swing right there, because that was close and it was running in. You've just seen back-to-back strikeouts looking. That's the last thing Jason wants. We're looking right here.
And Wright took a shot out there.
Yeah, as he did, same thing.
Just missed. 2-2.
Two-seamer that runs back over the outside corner. That's what he did to Jennings and B.J. Upton.
Two. And off the plate again, just a little bit out there.
See pretty good takes right there. Some pitches.
Let's take a look at that. Wow, I'll tell you, he's worked over that strike zone pretty well.
Yes, he has.
And he jams him, hits a little one-hopper to first. Smoke tries to shuffle it back, and that's going to be a base hit. So Bartlett will get an infield hit.
Yeah, once Smoke couldn't catch it in the air, you knew with Jason's speed he was going to beat that one out. We'll take it. However, if he picks it clean, he's still got a pretty good shot.
The 9th hit for the Rays, 3rd for Bartlett. Here's Willie Ibar. Ibar 0 for 2 with a walk. And he lines one into right. Ichiro goes back, makes the catch, and that retires the side. No runs, a hit, 1 left. We're through 7, 6-2 Seattle.
Next poll question of the day. It's a series of questions. Today is the fourth part of a 5-part series where we ask you to pretty much set the rotation for the playoffs. We started this in New York on Thursday when the fans voted David Price to start Game 1. Then they voted for Matt Garza in a narrow margin Game 2. Wade Davis got the nod Game 3. And today our question's going to revolve around Game 4 after Dan Wheeler pitches to Greg Tallman here and misses down low. So our Game 4 starter, you have 3 choices. Who do you like to see? TB1, James Shields. TB2, Jeff Neiman. TB3, David Price on 3 days rest. Text your vote to 789-789. And keep in mind, David Price has never made back-to-back starts on 3 days rest, guys.
All right, well, we are 2 pitches into the 8th as Hallman takes a pitch down. And the count is 2-0. Shields worked 6, Qualls 1, and now Wheeler on. With the Rays down 6-2. A swing and a miss on the Seattle left fielder, 2-1. Wheeler worked an inning and 2/3 last night. And a soft liner into right, going to be caught by Baldelli. And that's out number 1.
It's a nice play by Rocco. Good read on that. Good pitch down by Dan Wheeler. A good jump.
And now the difference in this game, Josh Wilson up here. Wilson 1 for 3, and that hit turns out to be a big one. A 3-run home run in the 6th inning. The pitch is away from him. Off the plate, 1 ball, no strikes. Jake McGee is up in the bullpen. The young, hard-throwing left-hander. A little foul ball. That off a slider. Count is 1-1. Wilson likes to swing the bat.
Yeah, if it's a fastball in the zone, he's hacking at it.
Foul ball away again. Slider. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That's why sliders are good pitches to throw early in the count to him. Unless you really locate your fastball.
And a breaking ball, and he's out on strikes. So Wilson fouled a couple sliders, missed a curveball.
That's why it's tough to let, no disrespect, him beat you on a first pitch fastball when you know that's what he wants. He'll chase what you just saw, sliders and curveballs down in the dirt.
And now with Ichiro coming up, the young left-hander is going to get a shot at him. Back in a moment. Gamer in the top of the 8th inning. Reminder, you can sign up at Kane's Furniture for a chance to meet one of your favorite Rays. And if Rays pitchers come up with 10 strikeouts in a game at home, log on to CaneStrikeoutContest.com and get a coupon for a free Papa John's pizza. Get to Cane's today. Jake McGee on to face Ichiro. Wheeler 2/3 of an inning with a strikeout.
I think every appearance he makes here the final week of the season is important because there's a possibility that he's on a postseason roster. It's a good matchup for him, a good test for him right here with Ichiro.
The pitch is down, a fastball, 1 ball, no strikes.
Especially if the Rays play Minnesota, because they've got some strong lefties.
Ground ball to first. Pena makes the play unassisted. McGee retires Ichiro. 1-2-3. Bottom of the 8th. 6-2 Seattle. They're down 6-2. Reminder of the Mosaic Company and the Rays working together in the fight to end hunger through home runs for food with each Rays home run this year. The Mosaic Company donates $500 to local food banks through Feeding America Tampa Bay, Florida's leading hunger relief agency. To date, Home Runs for Food has donated $78,000 to Feeding America Tampa Bay.
Your attention, please. Maintaining for Baldelli. Number 15.
Well, we go to the home half of the 8th. Dan Cortez, who pitched here Friday, made just 9 pitches and picked up a strikeout, is pitcher number 3 for Seattle.
Now pitching for Seattle.
Reed Brignac will pinch hit for Rocco Baldelli to lead off this inning.
Showed a pretty good fastball, too, from Cortez. Chance here to pitch in the 8th.
The first pitch to Brignac is a strike at 95. 0-2. Cortez the other night faced Zobrist, Shopik, and Pena. Up and away. That fastball clocked at 97 up there.
Yeah, he's got a pretty healthy arm. Going right after Brignac with another fastball.
And he strikes him out. That one at 96. So that's pretty impressive.
Very, and he went up the ladder a little bit on Reed. He swung right underneath it.
Carlos. Takes a pitch high.
Getting loose now.
Yeah, 98. And a strike, 1-1. Carlos takes it low. And you walked in the second, grounded out to first base in the fourth, had a base hit to center in the sixth. Two and two.
This guy, good arm.
Boy, that you can tell by Pena's reaction right there.
Yeah. And he was looking fastball on that pitch, too.
Two. And he's out on strikes at 97. 96 on one strikeout, 97 on the other. He had 98 on another one of his pitches. Go to RaysBaseball.com and register for the Rays postseason ticket opportunity, where selected winners will have the chance to purchase postseason tickets. Kelly Shopping. Shopping 1 for 3. And he throws him a curveball.
Missed by much either.
1 ball, no strikes. Ground ball, foul. Back with the fastball, and Kelly fouled it just outside the bag. 1-1.
Kelly turned 97 around right there. You better be ready for 97. Good. And cheat a little bit. The hitter.
Foul the other way. Out of play. 1-2. Cortez just 23 years old. You know, he was originally signed by the White Sox and then went to the Kansas City Royals organization and then acquired by Seattle from Kansas City. 2-2.
They couldn't use a guy that throws 98. What? This guy's got a great arm.
I'll tell you, he was part of the Unesky Betancourt trade.
Really?
Yeah. How about that? This guy's got some arm.
Well, that's pretty good evaluation by Seattle then.
A 2-2 count. And he blows that one right by Shopping. 98. He went 96 to get Brignac, 97 to get Pena, and 98 to get Shopping. We go to the ninth, 6-2. the game. One swing of the bat when Josh Wilson, the former Ray, hit a 3-run home run in the 6th off James Shields. That gave them a 5-2 lead. They tacked on an unearned run in the 7th. And we'll go to the 9th. Mike Ekstrom is going to be the new pitcher for the Rays. Their 5th of the day. And the pitch to Sean Figgins is a strike. Figgins, Lopez, Gutierrez do.
Figgins got his batting average right at 260 now. A long time coming.
1-1 and a surge the last 2 months in which he's hit over 300.
You got Zobrist in right, and Brainiac at second.
There's a foul ball.
Bobby Ramos in the bullpen. Just watching.
A ball, 2 strikes.
Now he's working. Bullpen is up. Been up.
Poirier's been throwing. 2-2 count now. Foul, back to third. Here's the count at 2-2. Liner into right. Zobrist there to make the catch. Ben has just moved out there with Brainiac taking over at second when Brainiac pinch hit for Rocco, and Ben Zobrist takes care of that soft line drive. 1 out. Ekstrom worked an inning Thursday in New York, gave up a hit. He's in that 10-3 Rays victory. And a strike to Lopez. And a pop fly into left. Jennings is there. 2 gone.
Center field, Franklin Gutierrez.
Base is empty. 2 outs for Franklin Gutierrez. He reached on an error in the 7th inning and scored. Picks up the corner.
Drops a little slider on Gutierrez right there. Nice pitch.
And a popper. Not too deep toward right center, and Upton is there to make the catch. 1-2-3. We go to the bottom of the 9th. 6-2 Seattle. to you by AutoWay. If you need a car, truck, or van, who you going to call? AutoWay. Call 1-800-SHOP-AutoWay. Rays are down 6-2 as we go to the bottom of the ninth. Brandon League on the hill, the new pitcher for Seattle, and his first pitch is a strike in to Vince Zobrist. Zobrist entered as a pinch hitter in the sixth inning, hitting for Rodriguez, and played second base initially, now playing right field. Behind League, 0-2. And a line drive caught by the first baseman, Smoke. And that is out number one here in the ninth.
Well, there he is again. Pretty good reactions again for Smoke. Not that difficult of a play, but nonetheless, he made it. And Scott replay right there.
John Jaso. Slow. 1-0. Is down. League leads this team in appearances, and it leads the American League relievers in wins with 9. Has 4 saves. There's a strike. It's 2-1, and a career high 13 holds. High ball center field. That will carry out to Gutierrez. And the Rays are down to their final out here in the ninth inning with Desmond Jennings too. But Dan Johnson will come off the bench to hit for Jennings. Here's Johnson. Ball one. Wilson shaded up the middle from the shortstop spot with Dan pinch hitting. And the pitch is low again. 2 balls, no strikes. The Rays had started the day hoping to get a sweep here of Seattle, but with that ground ball, the Mariners are going to win this one, and so the Rays settled for taking 2 out of 3. 1-2-3 go the Rays in the bottom half of the ninth inning as the Seattle Mariners win this game 6-2. The former Ray Josh Wilson hits the home run in the sixth inning that gave them the lead. And ultimately, the 6-2 win. The magic number for the Rays remains at 2. The Red Sox and the Yankees play tonight, and so